Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with a new session of the lesson force and pressure. Last time we have discussed about force. Now today we will be discussing about the pressure. By applying force, air pressure is increased and the air is pushed into the tire. Thus, force and pressure are related. That we are knowing that how by applying pressure we are filling the air with we are filling the tire with the air. So there, force and pressure both plays an important role. Push the pointed and sharp nails on the wooden plank. It easily enters the wooden plank. I hope so everyone agrees with it. Take a nail with head on the wooden plank and hammer it with the pointed nail. It does not enter the wooden plank. That is very true. The head is broad, so it will not enter. By applying a force using the thumb on one can push the drawing pins into the wood. Drawing pins, you can push it in the wood easily. On the contrary, while pressing the ordinary pins with the thumb on the pointed side, the thumb may get hurt. उल्टा किया तो हम लोग को लगने वाला है. That is very true. It is easy to cut vegetables, fruits with a sharp knife, but very difficult to cut it with the blunt knife. It is not possible with the blunt knife. What does all this example indicates? All this example indicates that the greater the surface area, the pressure applied is very less, and lesser the surface area, pressure applied is more. Three examples we can say that if the surface area increases, pressure reduces for the same force, and if the area decreases, pressure increased for the same force. Formula: pressure equals to force upon area on which force is applied. SI unit of force is Newton and area it is in meter square. SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, or it is also called as Pascal. The atmospheric pressure unit is expressed in terms of bar, which is nothing called as 10 raised to 5 Pascal. One more example to explain about the relation between the force and pressure surface area. Pressure and the surface area. We know that the bottom of the surface of the camel is very broad, and hence camel weight is fully exerted on the large area, and pressure on the sand is reduced. Hence feet does not penetrate into the sand, and it becomes easy to walk on the sand. Now pressure on solid. When weight is kept on solid, pressure is exerted on it. Pressure depends upon the value of weight and the contact between the two objects. Similarly, pressure on the liquid. The pressure of water on the side of the container is same. At any level, at any one level, the liquid pressure is the same. The pressure increases as the depth of the liquid also increases. So, if we go deep inside the water, inside the sea, deeper pressure will be more. On the upper surface, pressure will be less. Gas pressure. All gases and liquid have a common name called as fluid, because fluid means flowing in all possible directions. Fluid is in a container exerts pressure from within on the walls and at the bottom of the container. It exerts pressure equally in all directions at the point within the fluid. Atmospheric pressure. This is the important part of this lesson, which you have to understand it. The pressure created to the air is called as atmospheric pressure. The atmosphere exists to about 16 km height and extends up to 4 km in a very dilute form. Means As we are on the surface of the earth, atmospheric pressure is more. But as we move above the surface of the earth slowly, till 60 kilometer, you will observe the atmosphere. But above 16 kilometer, the amount of atmosphere goes on decreasing. So atmospheric pressure also goes on decreasing. So it is very difficult to climb a mountain. They carry out with the oxygen cylinder because there the atmosphere is very less. Oxygen is also very less. The pressure created due to the air is called as atmospheric pressure. The atmosphere exists to about 16 kilometer height and extends up to 400 kilometers in a very dilute form. Weight to air is in the form applied in the direction of the center of the earth. The atmospheric pressure is the ratio of the weight divided by the surface area. So here weight is divided by the surface area. That is called as ratio or division. The air pressure at the sea level is called as atmospheric pressure. It decreases as it goes on height above. Means as we are near the sea level, atmospheric pressure is constant or balanced. But as we move above the surface of the above the sea level, the atmospheric pressure goes on decreasing. We constantly bear atmospheric pressure on our head. High BP, low BP, generally it is affecting our head. However, cavities in air body and filled with air, the cavities in our body they are filled with air, and arteries and veins they are filled with the blood, and therefore atmospheric pressure and the pressure inside the body both are balanced, and therefore we do not get crushed ourselves inside the water because the pressure is balanced, and therefore we do not get crushed in the water due to the atmospheric pressure as pressure is balanced. Earth's atmospheric pressure decreases with the height from the sea level. Now, another type of force called as buoyant force. Buoyant force, which goes against the force of gravity and which holds the object at one place, does not allow to move, or it is moving against or occurring against the force of gravity. How it is being explained here? See, in order to explain this, an empty plastic bottle. See, empty plastic bottle is floating on the surface of the water. A bottle full of water floats inside the water. It is floating inside the water. It will not completely sink, but it will float inside the water. But it does not go to the bottom. The force due to gravity acting downward must have been balanced by the opposing force in the upward direction. See, here two forces are acting. One force is called as buoyant force, upward force. One force is called as force of gravity, Fg. It is represented by Fg, that is in the downward direction. Both when they are balanced, so at that time it is floating. If the Fg, any force of gravity is more, it will sink. If Fb is more or Fb is approximately greater than G, then it will float on the surface. So that is how it works out. The force due to gravity acting downward must have been balanced by an opposing force in the upward direction on the bottle filled with water. This force must have originated from the water surrounding the bottle, which is called as buoyant force. The iron nail sinks in water, but massive steel ship floats because buoyant force acts on the dipped object and weight of the object appears to be reduced. It is easy to swim in sea water than in fresh water, as density of sea water is higher than the density of fresh water due to salts dissolved in it. So your buoyant force depends on the two factors. What are those two factors? Those two factors are greater the volume, greater will be the buoyant force, and greater the density, greater will be the buoyant force. Now, Archimedes principle. When a stone is sink in water, the buoyant force acts on it in upward direction, and the weight of the stone acts in a downward direction. Therefore, force which acts in a downward direction is effectively reduced. So it appears that the weight of the stone is reduced when it is dipped inside the water, hanged by any thread or the rubber band. The magnitude of the buoyant force can be measured by an Archimedes principle, which states that when an object is partially or fully immersed in a fluid, the force of buoyancy acts on it in the upward direction. The force is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced. So this is based on one of the story of the Archimedes principle. Now, in order to find out the purity of the gold, the question was asked to Archimedes. Now uh, he was taking bath in a bathing tub, and he felt that his weight has been appears to be reduced because and how much and some amount of water was being displaced out of the bathtub. Based on this, he concluded that there is some loss of weight when any of the object is put into the water. So how much is the loss? That will depend upon how much amount of water is being displaced. Now, yeah, now based on these principles, certain apparatus are working. See, this principle has been used as in construction of ship and submarines. Lactometer and hygrometer are based on this principle. Lactometer is dealing with the purity of the milk. Formula: density is mass upon volume, SI unit kg meter per cube. Relative density is formula is density of substance upon density of water, which is also called as specific capacity. Sorry, specific gravity. And since both are having same unit, numerator and denominator, therefore the relative density does not have any unit. That's all for this lesson. Have a great day.